Commercials are running. Give me a 5x5. 5x5 if you can hear me. There's usually a little delay. Here we go. 5x5 if you can hear me. 5x5. Nobody can hear me?
Commercials are running.
5x5x5x5. Sweet. Big dog. Who do we got in the chat? Cowboy Woo, Dennis Bow, JJ Stackin. Oh my God, they're just flying by. Hello, my friends. Great to see everybody. Let's give people a couple minutes to get on board, catch up. Let the live stream pay for itself by watching the ad in the beginning. It was such a big day today in the crypto world, in the silver world. The things I've been dealing with behind the scenes in silver are big as well. I'll get to that. Everybody on the road to Ruta should take, as we go through this stuff. Hello, Paige. As we go through this stuff, everybody should take a moment to think about price and how manipulated are prices. Has there ever been free market pricing since the invention of computers, the computer programs to rig the market by Alan Greenspan in the 1960s? That's how long this rigging game has gone on. It's gone on way before that. It was just harder before the invention of computers. Today, you can, if you are control of the monetary system, like the Exchange Stabilization Fund and the U.S. Treasury, you can click a mouse for any market in the world at any time of day or night and destroy the entire market with one click of a mouse. As in, for example, sell 20 billion electronic ounces of silver on the COMEX. You can do that if you work for the U.S. government and you are in charge of stabilizing the system. So I want everybody to remember that. And cryptos is the same way, probably worse. Yes, the U.S. government caused the crash in 2017, 2018, as admitted to by Chris Giancarlo, the head of the CFTC at the time. He feels like it's okay because he warned people about 2 months before. He said, "Hey, don't forget, all these markets are not regulated." And then he admitted that him and Trump, Steve Mnuchin, Mike Cohen, I believe, and a couple other people rigged the market to destroy cryptocurrencies, which started the Bitcoin bear market in 2018. That lasted 2 years. I don't think that is going to happen right now. I do think it is the U.S. government that caused the latest smash in cryptos. And it's easy to do. That's why if you're on the road to Ruta, there's a philosophy, and it's a HODL philosophy, and it's not your coins, not your keys, not your coins. If you don't hold them in your own possession, you don't have them. Silver especially right now. If you don't hold your silver in your own possession, you don't own anything. You own a promise from somebody to perform something at some time in the future. You don't own squat diddly. So definitely get your cryptos into your own possession. Get your silver into your own possession. There's a big moment coming up on May 26th. And not many people know about it. I talked about it yesterday on the private road in the morning. I talked about it with Jenny Moonstone. I just posted the latest Jenny Moonstone reading on silver. By the way, yes, Jenny now has a silver dagger from the Road to Ruta family, and she's in love with it, and she's going to use it. And that is what we need. We need people to stand up and use their power, but not go over the line. And this is one of the behind the scenes discussions we're having in the silver industry right now. At least the people who are, what did the guy in Australia call us? The keyboard cowboys. A lot of us have been blogging about silver for, decades. Literally, I'm at 2 decades. Ted Butler is at close to 4 decades. And people are obviously fed up. A lot of people trying to organize an assault on the COMEX shorts. I don't think that's a good idea, because I think we got them anyway. I think their own, obviously concentrated naked short position is going to kill them anyway. There's no reason to give these guys any kind of ammunition against those of us who have been fighting for the freedom of silver. And Ted Butler said this in his latest article, and he's like, hey, why now? Why do we want to get in the face of the legal system now by colluding to change the price? I'm like, we don't need it. We don't have to take their tax. We don't have to use their tools to win this game. Their tools are dying, as Jenny has told us many times. Their tools are dying. Let them die. And don't go down the path of, see, they're going to use Wall Street Reddit bets as the reason why silver price went up so much. They're going to use it as the reason why this COMEX market is dysfunctional. They're going to use it. That's what these guys do, and they always have. So I would just, everybody who listens to somebody who talks about silver and says, hey, let's buy silver on whatever date, that's not a good idea. You should buy silver because it's undervalued. You should buy silver every day, not just a single day. And if you do it a single day and you collude to do it, you're dancing around the law, and we don't want to give them that kind of excuse when they get hauled in front of Congress. And when do they get hauled in front of Congress, you ask? Da 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 da. From Wall Street on parade, Wall Street's mega bank CEOs to be hauled before Congress in May. Nobody will say why. And this is the head of JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. All the big bank riggers are getting hauled in front of Congress on May 27th. May 27th at 12 noon. They're going to be May 26th and May 27th. They're going to be there for 2 days. First in the Senate Banking Committee and then the House Financial Services Committee. This is the first time ever that something this big has happened without Congress saying why. Does it resonate with you that May 26th and 27th is the end of their delivery days for silver? They start on Monday. I think notifications go out next Friday, and then the Monday after, I think May 3rd, is when the delivery starts. I hope everybody recognizes. I know on the road to Rudy you recognize it. This is it. This is the end game. Now, I talked to Jenny this morning. That is posted on the private road, that discussion, and we talk about this meeting. And she said, yes, it's absolutely, silver will be in front and center at that meeting. And she talks a lot about the bankers they know they have to change what goes on. They're trying to readjust, and they're trying to get away with shit. The worst thing I can imagine is if they get up there and say, oh, it's not our fault. It's all these Reddit people and this coordinated effort by silver bloggers to disrupt the family pensions of people and hurt the monetary system. No, it is the monetary system is broken. We don't have to play their game. We don't have to collude. What we need to do is recognize that silver is massively undervalued and recommend people to buy silver because it's massively undervalued. Now, the reason it's massively undervalued, it could be that people just don't recognize it yet. It could be that there is a massive concentrated short position by these bankers. They can't get out of that. That's in their own data. I can give you 100 reasons why you should be buying silver with both fists. Number one reason, obviously, is the printing of money. Quadrillions of dollars. Not $30 trillion deficit. We're talking quadrillions of dollars behind the scenes that they don't tell anybody. Listen to Catherine Austin Fitz. She'll explain the whole thing to you. So we don't have to go down that path. If you want to go down that path and you're a big blogger or whatever in silver, be ready for your name to be called by JP Morgan. Jamie Dimon will sit there and say, yeah, we were a little offsides, but we had to be, to protect the economy. But, it's really these Wall Street bet guys. And, oh, by the way, it is Joe Schmo blogger in silver who got everybody colluded together. That's the reason we're here today. That's bullshit. Don't give them that kind of ammunition. Don't do it. We don't need to do it. This game is over. And that was part of the Jenny reading was this is the beginning of the end. It's not going to be over on May 1st. It's not going to be over on the 26th and 27th. On the 26th and 27th, they're going to have to answer for the silver problem. So between now and then, we're looking at a silver problem. That silver problem could manifest in so many different ways. It could be SLV, like it was last time. Could be the COMEX. A lot of people saying, oh, there's going to be 250,000 or 250 million ounces delivered. That's not, remember, that's their game. They can cheat, lie, and steal in that game. And I saw some of that yesterday on the May open interest was changed 3 times that I saw in their posting. This is the CME group who controls and runs the COMEX, who is controlled by ICE, which is a deep state organization, if you ask me. And they also control Back System, which has the Bitcoin. It's all a con, and they all work together in a dance that's lasted centuries. This is what we're getting rid of. It's not going to happen overnight, but what's going to happen in May, and then again in July. July open interest. I got the open interest figures right here, and those expecting 250 million ounces to be delivered in May might have a little shock because just yesterday they got rid of 12,000 contracts of open interest, and now we're down to 63,000. That's the game they play. That's their game. We need to get physical silver in our own possession. I don't know how much the delivery will be, but I do know it should be significant. And I think they'll let it be significant. It could go, the delivery could be 0. It could be negative. This is their game. The price of silver could go negative 40, just like the price of oil went negative 40. Same with cryptos. It's their game. When we're playing in their game, they're always going to win. If you hold your asset in your own possession, you always have that asset. It's a standalone asset. It doesn't matter which exchange is rigging what price. It's standalone. All right. That is my opening statement. As far as silver. As far as cryptos, yes, they're going down because I think the Exchange Stabilization Fund and the U.S. Fed said, okay, I'm taking it down because we got silver issues, we got stock market issues, we got issues everywhere. I'm not worried. I hope you aren't worried. I know a lot of people are trying to get their hands on Theta and Theta Fuel especially, and all their regular avenues have dried up. Simple Swap, people saying they're not even offering Theta Fuel anymore. It's insane what happens on these crash downs. No fret. If you can get it, great. You've got plenty of time. I mean, Theta is going to $3,000. My ultimate number for Theta is $10,000 to $20,000 per token. And that I'm not just saying that 20 years down the line. We're talking, I would say $3,000 within 2 years. And where is it now? Under $10? Are you kidding me? And in Theta Fuel, who knows where that little sucker can go? And we've seen Theta Fuel run up 300 times, or 300% in a matter of days. So, yeah, lots coming down as far as Theta Fuel. The announcement of NFTs for World Poker Tournament, I think that starts on Sunday. NFTs World Poker, not tournament, World Poker Tour. Theta, everywhere. Theta. I do expect Tom Brady's company called Autograph to choose the best blockchain for their company, which would be Theta. It's faster and cheaper than Ethereum by far. Even the new Ethereum, if the new Ethereum ever comes out. And it's much more safe than something like EOS, which is a deep state joke. But it's much more safe because you got validators and then you got the Guardian nodes. And if you have a Guardian node, you're earning Tfuel and you're helping secure the blockchain. Beautiful. So yes, Theta. I've been screaming it since. Now, this fallback in Theta, I think the high was somewhere around $16. It's fallen back to $9. I lived through the fallback of 22 or 25 cents down to 4 or 5 cents. That's what you do if you're in cryptos. You gotta sit there and relax. If you're a trader, you're having a field day. I'm sure Snippy's having a field day out there with this volatility. Traders love volatility. That's great and good for them. It keeps them up at night when it goes up and down. That's the problem with trading. You can't get any sleep. With hodling, all you should be doing is sleeping. So, yes, we're going to hodl through this latest whatever it is. But I would remind you that the big moves for these banksters, what they do right before the big moves is slam down the whatever asset they're going to be riding up to get all the weak hands out. And if there's any short or not short, but what do they call it when you place place a sell order so low that you're like, oh, I just want to get my funds out. I forgot the name of it. It's escaping me now. I'm going to look in the chat if you guys remember what it is. Stops. Jesus, I'm getting old. Yeah, the stop order, stop loss order. They're going to chase out all the stop loss orders before they run it up. So this is one of those situations they'll probably do it in silver too before the game is over. Remember, it's a click of a mouse for these guys. There's no regulators at the Exchange Stabilization Fund. There's no regulators at JP Morgan's trading desk. When there was regulators there, pick any of the 3 investigations into silver manipulation that found nothing. There was regulators sitting on the desk in an open investigation while JP Morgan was rigging the market. And that has been proven. And we've seen the emails between the traders of JP Morgan and Citibank and Goldman Sachs and Deutsche Bank and HSBC. We've seen the messages they sent back and forth. Okay, you guys ready? Let's slam the market at 2:14 on Sunday evening in the morning. Shit like that. Just beware. They can place the price anywhere at this time. Many people ask me, why the hell would you invest, Bix? Because I believe in free markets, and I think free markets is the only way we can move forward in the United States of America. Our country's broken, and we're on our knees. If you want freedom, and if you want liberty, which I think everybody does, even the far lefties, at the end of the day, they want to be free, and they want to be able to speak their mind and things like that, which is great. But that only comes with free markets. Everything else has been proven to be destroyed. Destroyed. You will destroy this country if these markets continue to be rigged. That's why I'm investing in a free market, values assets according to what their fair market value should be in a freely traded market. It doesn't have 1 billion ounces of silver derivatives trading every day. There is no reason for it. There's no use for it. It shouldn't happen. But it has happened, and it does happen every day. Part of the Road to Roota, ROOTA, is the computer programming term in Fortran and BASIC. Basic computing was invented by a guy named John Kemeny back in the early 60s. His best friend was a guy named Alan Greenspan, who took that computer trading model and made a business out of it. And oh, by the way, his mentor was a guy named Arthur Burns, the head of the Federal Reserve System back then. And Arthur Burns got Alan Greenspan to write the programs to rig the markets. At first, it was Greenspan just saying, hey, I can make money, unlimited amounts of money. And then it got incorporated into the U.S. government, and they used those programs to rig the markets. And then the bad guys took it over. The good guys, they're always fighting for it back and forth. Who has control of the markets? Right now, it's at the U.S. Treasury Department, which sits basically with the real U.S. president, which we really don't know who that is. All right, so there's your baseline of what this discussion is going to be about. I'm going to be taking questions in just 1 second, but I do have an announcement to make, a big announcement on May 7th, Friday, May 7th, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, at a place called Bar Veneto. Bar Veneto. It is 7215 South Power Road. Number 107, B107. What is QC? Queens Creek. So it's a little city right outside of Phoenix called Queens Creek. It's about 20 minutes from the airport, I believe. And it starts at 2 o'clock. Nobody will be allowed in before 2 because we have to set up, and that happens every time. Every time we're trying to set up, it's like everybody wants to talk. We do that at 2 o'clock, starting at 2. So please don't get there till 2. And we're going from 2. We got to be out of there by 6, so we're just going to go. We have some great people coming to talk to you, to hang out. Litecoin Lisa will be there, and Jenny Moonstone will be there. Chris Marcus will be there if he's not in jail for yelling at the silver riggers. Crypto Campfire will be there.
Mitch representing.
Mitch represented in the house. Who else we got, babe? That's Amy back there. Clint Westwood. What up? Hey, they have a happy hour in a little bit. Make sure you go to Litecoin Lisa's.
Will Lear
will be there to talk about your retirement or lack thereof if the banks crash. Hopefully you have a self-directed IRA already where you keep your assets in your own possession. Will be there to talk about that with anybody who wants to talk about it. Again, it starts at 2 o'clock just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, a place called Bar Venedo, Barvinedo. Any questions? Send an email to team@roadtoruta.com. Are we going to tell people to RSVP?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great.
If you are coming, please send an email to team, TEAM, @roadtoruta.com just to give us the heads up of who you are and how many people are coming. So we have an idea of kind of how many crazy people will be there. All right. Let's go to questions. We're going to do some Q&A stuff. If you have questions, it's easier to see if you put it in a super chat. Amy will be calling out the questions for me. And we will go in 1 second.
Should I sell all my Theta? Big dog.
Can you guys hopefully you can hear Amy. Big Dog 1111 just asked if he should sell all his Theta. For Big Dog, yes, sell it all. Everybody else, buy Big Dog's Theta. Big Dog and I go way back. Great guy. If you want to know anything about Theta, go to his channel, Big Dog 1111. And apparently he's looking to sell all his Theta. And oh my God, he's probably the last guy I know that would sell all his Theta. But yeah, he helped me learn a lot about Theta, and he has a lot of great analysis on his channel about what Theta is, and it's not just Tom Brady gonna come talk about NFTs on Theta. It's about the necessity of Theta in the new world that we're moving into, a high-tech future. It cannot happen without Theta. I'm sorry. The internet is getting bogged down faster than you can say high-speed internet. And Theta is a software solution to the biggest problem in technology right now, which is broadband. If you don't expand the broadband, good night, all these technologies, all the cryptocurrencies, none of them can work without expanding the broadband. So just keep that in mind when you have a bunch of, Digibyte or whatever your other cryptos are, or even Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Do some swaps. Get yourself as much Theta as possible, because none of those cryptocurrencies will work without Theta. All right. Thank you for the question, Big Dog.
Lots of questions about hot updates.
Hot. There's two hots. Hot, the Holo chain, HoloChain, HOLOCHIN. It is a work in progress. That is the second elemental coin that Jenny pointed out to us. It's going to be a while for that one to really go crazy price-wise. My suggestion is buy it and then just hang on to it. Stick it in your HODL bag. I think down the line, there's potential. It's basically a decentralized iCloud type of thing. Cloud storage decentralized. And if the technology works, and they did get patents, by the way. So the update is it's slow and steady over there. Yeah, it's one of those that I buy and stick away for brighter days. So yeah, I love that one. All right, thank you for that question. Amy, are there any other questions? There's like they're flying by on the screen.
How fast will silver rise in the next 3 months?
How fast will silver rise in the next 3 months? It's almost the exact question I asked Jenny for the latest Jenny Moonstone reading on the private road. Except I didn't say price. I said, how will this all go down? But price, my take, I'm just going to throw out a number for you. The moment we get past $50 an ounce for silver is the moment they shut down the comics, because these big banks will be, or they readjust. From what, I don't want to give the entire reading away what Jenny said, but there are a couple banks and a couple players that have decided to basically throw themselves on the sword for silver manipulation and will be called out. And that they did that in order to keep the system going, basically. So she doesn't trust what the bankers are trying to do, and nor do I. I never do. But what she said is there's going to be a couple people who throw themselves on the sword. So it could be we have a run up over 30, and once you hit like 33, it should jump right to 50, and then 50 is the two-time all-time high. 1980 it hit $50. 2011 it hit $50. But remember, this is price is rigged. I mean, even I fall for it. Oh, great! Look, silver went up $2 today. Amazing. Price is rigged when it goes up and when it goes down. It's computer programs that are run out of the Exchange Stabilization Fund, the U.S. Treasury, and the Fed, New York. And if you don't know that, then everything is so crazy you don't know what's going on. If you do know that, you have your assets out of the system. You just sit back in your lawn chair and watch what price does as the chaos begins. So yes, they could put silver to minus $40 with a click of a mouse. And once you understand that, anybody who doesn't believe that, go look at the oil market. You think that was done without computer programs? Minus $40 for a barrel of oil or oil contract. Was it barrel, gallon? I don't know. Probably a gallon of oil. I don't know how it was priced at that. How's the COMEX price oil, Amy? It was minus 40.
So I got questions.
We got questions. A barrel. I'm going to say it's a barrel. Okay, yes.
It's $ARRR. Any thoughts?
$ARR. Any thoughts?
SAR?
No. No thoughts on that.
Is Theta safe in their wallet accessing it through the Google website from Stephen McCoy?
I don't trust if you're storing your Theta on your computer. I don't trust it. I don't know. You got to do it right. You got to erase all your cookies and all that when you set up your wallet. If you're worried about safety, go to. I mean, number one would be something like a Trezor or a Ledger wallet. And yes, they do both support. They don't support it, but Theta has built a bridge that supports it. So go to thetatoken.org, go to the wallet area on the top right, and then go to hardware. And that's where you can get access to Theta on Trezor or Ledger. Theta Labs has announced that they're going to make it easier any day now. So that's good. But I think the second best would be on your phone, your mobile wallet. As long as you make these wallets correctly, I think it's okay on your computer, but you don't know how infected your computer is. Nobody does. So the best bet, I go with Trezor. And if you don't have one or it's too expensive, and you got to buy it from the manufacturer. Actually, there is an Amazon link to the manufacturer, but I don't know. I just go through the manufacturer, which is in like Prague or something. But the Theta mobile wallet on your phone is I think pretty safe, and the safety comes in as it's easy to use. Now there's a lot of scammers out there. Oh my God, that's why I had to cut off my comments on the YouTube channels in the morning. Is there's just so many scammers trying to pretend they're me. There's like 50 Road to Ruta websites out there with my picture. It looks exactly like Road to Ruta. It's insane. So I had to cut off my comments on YouTube, unfortunately. I might bring them back, but right now, if I brought them back, everybody would lose money because they think they're talking to me when I say, "Oh, you're having a problem? Send me your private keys and I'll help you." Come on, people. It's learning the hard way. Everything's hard about cryptos, and you just gotta take it slowly. And if you don't feel comfortable, just go buy all the silver you can. I like the small coinage, the pre-65 coinage. One, because it's hard to fake. Number two, it is the money of the United States of America. It's not Federal Reserve note. It's made by the mint. It is classified as money in all the U.S. founding documentation. Silver is the call. Pre-65 coinage, I would say, would be your best bet. After that, American Silver Eagles, although the premiums are through the roof because they aren't making them anymore, they are putting some kind of a high-tech security measure on the new Silver Eagles, by the way. I don't know how they're going to do it, but That's why they claim have shut down. I think they've claimed they're shut down because the silver market's about to explode. Higher, higher, higher. Even though it's still priced on the comics, which is also known as the Crimex. There's lots going down. So be in it. Be in it to win it, meaning hold your metal in your own possession. If you don't have a local dealer, I always say go to your local dealer. If your local dealer doesn't have any silver, Andy Scheckman can help you out, Miles Franklin. There's a lot of silver dealers out there. I use Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. Send him an email, Andy, A-N-D-Y, at milesfranklin.com, and he can help you out. If you're new to all this, that's your best way to start, is just get yourself some physical silver in your own possession and watch the fireworks over the end of April and into May, all the way up until this hearing on the 26th and 27th, where they'll be talking a lot about silver. So, yeah, that's the story there. All right, next question, please, Miss Amy.
Where can I see if and when Theta will be sold out?
Theta already is sold out. I hate to tell you. 1 billion Theta tokens were created in the beginning, and they were all sold. So there's no more Theta. Now, if you want to buy some Theta, you can go onto an exchange. Just like all the shares of Apple have been sold out. Maybe not. They can create more. But Theta, there'll only be 1 billion. Now it comes to the trading, which happens on exchanges. Theta will never not be traded on exchanges. If the U.S. bans Theta, which it would be the dumbest move ever, and they have no intention of doing that, by the way. As a matter of fact, the U.S. will be embracing Theta very soon when it comes to Coinbase, when it comes to Gemini, and when it comes to Kraken. And they're holding it back because it is the most important crypto out there. But when that does happen, yes, everybody and their mother will be saying, oh my God, thank God for Theta. My internet actually works, because otherwise it won't work. So no, it will never sell out, and you will always be able to buy it. It's just how much you're going to have to pay. Michelle Whitedove thinks it's up in the $2,000-$3,000 range at some point. I think it's in the $10,000 to $20,000 range at some point. Most people who have invested in Theta spend some time, doing a little homework, and we have a whole Theta page on the private road at Road to Ruta, teaching you about Theta, how to buy it, store it, and stake it. It's at roadtoruta.com in the private road area, where you get 1 silver Ruta coin for joining or renewing. And that will end, by the way. It started abruptly and it will end abruptly. It'll end when silver hits over $30. So you might wake up one morning and, oh my God, Bix isn't giving away those Ruta coins anymore because silver hit 30 and it ran to 50, and then that's what I think is going to happen. It's going to hit 30 and then jump to 50 pretty quickly in a matter of a couple of weeks. And then from there, if it breaks 50, it'll probably break it for a bit, and then the banksters will try to slam it down, and it just runs, and nobody knows where fair market value is. It'll take out a lot of banks. I don't think there'll be any, comics will probably shut down, truthfully, for a while. And you just got to be ready for no prices on silver. The comics and the LBMA, believe it or not, on planet Earth, there's only 2 exchanges that deal in silver, theoretically physical silver. COMEX is futures and options, but there is a silver delivery component. LBMA is supposed to be physical, but the volumes tell you that's the dumbest thing ever, and nobody really even believes it's not an exchange, so they don't have to even tell the public that this is freely traded and all that. It's just a criminal operation over there. So, yeah, there'll be no place to find the price of silver other than your local coin shop when you go there and you ask your guy and say, hey, I really want to buy one of those silver Mercury dimes. How much is it? And they'll tell you, well, it's $450 today, but yesterday was $800, and tomorrow it might be $1,000 for a silver dime. So, yes, next question, please.
Evolution of Money, thank you so much for the super chat. He is also asking, what's your estimate on the value of the 1981 and 2007 Wishes and Rainbows comics in mint condition?
The mint condition comics from Road to Ruta, I think they'll be priceless, truthfully. How much did the first Superman comic go for? Some of them out there have my autograph on it. Nobody knows if that will make it more valuable or less valuable. I don't know. So these comics are Federal Reserve Bank of Boston comics. They came out originally in 1981, and there was it was a short story written before that, actually, which I have, in something called the Ledger, which is was their monthly publication. But this guy Stephen Duveau turned it into a comic book, and it talks about basically what we're going through right now: the destruction of the old system, and then at that point in time in '81 and in 2007 when that comic was redone, there was only gold and silver, and in that comic, it's all about gold. They talk about the gold in the Grand Canyon. They talk about how they're going to reallocate money in the United States after the banks crash. All you people on the quantum finance, it's the QFS, Bix. You don't understand. I've heard that 40 times from 40 different names: Nesra, Jesra, the Freedom Funds, the Chinese royal family funds. It's all bullshit. I hate to tell you. Nobody knows how it's going to go down. Even the Fed didn't know how it was going to go down. But Alan Greenspan's thought and plan was to allocate money according to Social Security balances. Give everybody something and then allocate money according to Social Security balances. I have come to the understanding after reading or a potential way to reallocate money to humanity after the bank derivative mess destroys everything. Why not use Theta? Everybody's going to have a edge node on their TV, on their phone, and everybody will be earning Theta Fuel by that time. So, and this was actually, the idea sprung to my mind because of a couple of remote viewing sessions from our friends over at Crypto Viewing. Dick Allgaier and crowd and Hitomi did an amazing remote viewing on Theta, and they both saw or a few of them saw a universal basic income coming from Theta, which at the time I couldn't understand. How does that even happen? But then with the expansion of its NFT stuff, what if there's a universal basic income token that's run through the Theta blockchain on the smart contracts? I don't know. But that's what they saw in their data. A couple of them. So it's possible. Anything's possible. All right. Next, I see one from Michelle. Hi, Bix and family. It went away. Amy, what does it say?
If I send you a Chicago PD shirt or hat, would you sign my Road to Ruta coin? Oh my gosh.
Of course we will. Send an email to team, T-E-A-M, @roadtoruta.com. We can make that happen. All right. Next question, please. Well, I would like to thank my lovely assistant, Amy Weir. I won't tell you that she's in her pajamas.
Thanks.
Okay, next question.
All right. Mark Spurlock, thanks for the super chat. I have my Theta staked on G-Pool, and I'm wondering why the Tfuel payouts show up as coming from Coinbase. Oops. In my Theta wallet. Have you noticed that? Does that mean Coinbase is actively involved already?
That I've heard that so many times, and that's the first thing I thought when I saw it. The understanding I have is that it's kind of a leftover relic from when Ethereum was on, or from when Theta was still a ERC20 token on Ethereum. Something to that effect. It doesn't mean it's on Coinbase. It just says Coinbase. That Big Dog can explain it better, probably in this chat or on his channel. Big Dog 1111. But it does not mean anything other than at one time Coinbase was involved with the Ethereum, all the Ethereum contracts, ERC20 tokens. So that's my explanation. Having said that, Coinbase has announced that they're going to be adding a bunch of new coins, and one of those, now that they've gone public, one of those will be Theta. And I think, being that it's the most important crypto for humanity for the next 10 years, I think it will be the next time they add. So that will add 300 million potential buyers of Theta. That's a lot. And I wrote about it in the song. Why? Because there's over 300 million people in the United States, and everybody's going to want Theta. Even the little kids playing their video games, they're going to get NFTs, they're going to get their Theta Fuel, and they'll be going, oh my God, I love these NFTs. Don't ask me to explain NFTs. That's one of the Word Wednesdays that Paige and I will do at some point. I don't know anything about them other than they're huge in the gaming world, and they're going to be very big. I know a little bit about them. They're going to be very big in one of the most exciting things is music sales, and the music industry is all going to be NFTs. And you can basically the little smart contracts that you can write, and you can sidestep these big corporate record companies. It's amazing stuff. So yes, NFTs are going to be big, and yes. That next question, please. I start to ramble.
All right. Our illustrious Will Lear.
Will Lear from perpetualassets.com.
My buddy set up his own Guardian node with Fiber Connect and Superfast. His Tfuel yield is almost 2 times that of mine. Is that due to the speed? I should stake mine on his? Yes?
I don't think it has anything to do with speed, because the way that Tfuel is allocated on Guardian nodes is a percentage of your overall staked theta. So I don't think speed has anything to do. Don't quote me on this. I know it doesn't on Gpool, obviously, but I don't think speed has anything to do with how much Tfuel you use. Now, on the other hand, on the edge nodes, it might. And I see this. I'm out over my skis on this one, but I do know that Theta Fuel is allocated to Guardian nodes not according to speed, but according to the total pool allocated and the amount of theta that you have staked. So probably your friend has more theta staked than you have. There's my... Well, let's talk over beers down in Arizona about this one. Next question, please.
Robert Carr, thank you for the super.
Hi, Robert.
He says, I'm unable to unstake my theta to my phone. Can you help?
You should be able to unstake your theta on your phone. All you have to do is go to the stake section of your phone, and you'll see the public address of the wallet it was staked from, which should be either Gpool or if you're running your own node. Now you probably if you staked it on your phone, it's probably your own. If it's the 888 number, that's Gpool. Just copy that number in the staked area and use that as your destination address when you unstake. This is not investment advice, and I am not a techie, but that's what I've done many times, and it's worked just fine. So give that a try. Next, please. But remember, the only place that when you unstake, the only place that theta can go is back to the original wallet. So it will, if you have it staked on your phone, the only place it can go is back into your phone wallet. There is no other place it can go. So you can't screw up too bad, theoretically. Next.
Thoughts on Digibyte?
Thoughts on Digibyte. Everybody loves Digibyte, and I have no idea why. I don't have a problem with Digibyte. I don't think if it is... It's hard because I like Digibyte. I used to own Digibyte. There's nothing bad I have to say about Digibyte. It was a little faster than Bitcoin and Litecoin at the time. And okay, but it is a cryptocurrency. So you're competing with the US dollar, you're competing with all kinds of other cryptocurrencies. You're competing with Litecoin, you're competing with Bitcoin, the Lightning Network, all that stuff. And Digibyte is a cryptocurrency. So on the cryptocurrency competition realm, it is crowded, and there are governments and regulators and Federal Reserve people who don't want Digibyte to be successful. So that was, in my take, was, where am I going to put my money? I want to be on the side of the winners on both sides. So the bad guys, the good guys, the banks, and that was Theta. Theta jumped out as, oh my God, everybody wants Theta to win and be fully implemented throughout the world to save us from a problem of lack of broadband capacity. So everything I invested now, especially on the crypto sides, I'll relate to other cryptos. Remember, being in one crypto means you're out of another one. Right now it's Theta and Theta Fuel for me. I do have some Veritasium. I do have some hot holo chain, and I do have some Litecoin, but mostly Theta Fuel. Um, my biggest winner, I think. I don't think it will be Theta. I think it will be Veritasium if the U.S. government does what Cliff High said they might do, which is go to Reggie Middleton and said, "Oh my God, we have this problem in this thing called the COMEX, nothing but lying and cheating and stealing people. Can you implement your peer-to-peer transaction program into the COMEX?" Then you'll see Veritasium go 1-to-1 with gold, or 1-to-1 with Bitcoin, like was in Cliff's data. So this is not it's really hard to buy these days, and it's such a gigantic long shot. But I mean, if you're looking for a long shot, Veritasium's your long shot. That's my take. All right, next, please.
Mike Mazza, thank you for the super chat. He is asking long-term Tfuel price predictions in respect to Theta. What might rewards look like post MN 3.0 launch?
I'm going to save that one for the private road. We did 2 sections. The first was on silver. This is with Jenny Moonstone. The first was on silver, and the second asked that exact question. What is according to her cards and her spirit guides and all that stuff, what is the proper ratio? Where will it end up? She did have, it's finding a range. It's kind of like going like this. And I said, okay, if I gave her a number, I said, a ratio number. I said, if it hits here, will it be above or below? And ultimately, she gave me a number which will be the average over the next, I think we talked about 3 months. So private road members only on that one. But definitely buy both. A little hint, you might want to buy a little more Tfuel. Okay, next, please.
All right, Cliff Carling, thank you for the love from Salt Lake City.
Oh, Salt Lake City. We had a blast there, by the way.
Best guess for Theta Tfuel ratio is 20-to-1-ish.
If you join the private road. Right now, Theta Fuel's at 40-to-1, so that might give you a little bit of a hint. But Jenny does narrow it down to, she comes up with a final number, number. And it's real interesting. It makes me think about how much Tfuel versus Theta I am holding right now. Okay. Next, please.
Trying to flip between you and never mind.
Taking a breather. Any questions out there? It's easier to see for Amy if you throw a super chat on her.
What are the ramifications of pre-mined Theta? Can they be manipulated?
Pre-mined Theta, can they be... Well, Theta is all pre-mined. 1 billion coins was pre-mined. It's proof of stake. But it's a modified proof of stake because it's not like you got your validator nodes, which will be probably about 20. That gives it the speed. It's ultra fast. And then you got your guardian nodes to make sure the validator nodes are doing okay. So it's an amazing invention on the side of Theta Labs. Very fast, very safe, and but they won't be able to make any more Theta. Tfuel on the other side, yes, you can make, all the Guardian nodes can vote to, at some point, we'll be able to vote to create more Tfuel as needed in the community. We already have, basically, through Theta Labs, because they're creating more Tfuel. But they are also adding a burning capability, and Mainnet 3.0 is going to be big because there's so many more things that Theta is going to be doing. I know it does a lot already, but there's going to be so many more things. And it's all about the partnerships, too. I mean, there's little competition here and there. Of course, Theta Labs has 3 patents now, so no one's going to touch them. But Theta Labs made it a decision a long time ago, back when they pulled their ICO and said, we're not going to ICO, which is great because the regulators can't say anything about that. But they made a decision not to go really focus on the retail side, on the price of the coin and all that, do marketing and the crazy stuff like that. Instead, they went for building partnerships, and that has just done amazingly well and will continue. I mean, wait till Netflix comes on, and I can't even name how many of these big companies are going to be signing on with Theta. That's how it gets into the thousands of dollars per coin. It's not that marketing to crypto guys. It's marketing to companies who actually need the technology, and it saves them money on CDN costs. There's just a zillion things going on. Again, why I'm focused my crypto portfolio, at least, on Theta and Theta Fuel. What was the second part of that question? I don't remember. It's gone. It's into the wind. All right, where are we? What are we at? 50 minutes. We'll go for 10 more minutes. Amy needs to get some stuff done.
Yeah, we got 10 more minutes to make a full hour. Let's see. Paul Espinoza, $5.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you. Is this a 50-60% before the run and then to the moon? Thanks, Bix. You're doing mankind a huge favor and a middle finger to the riggers.
Love it. I don't know. It feels like one of those slam downs before it lets it run up. That's what it feels like. The coincidence that it is happening at the same time we're going to see silver crisis coming up. Remember, all markets are rigged, so there's a reason for the 50% pullback. Try a 90% pullback. This isn't going to be a 90% pullback. I don't think. If it is, we wait another year or two. No big deal. But it doesn't feel like it. I think a lot of people are waking up. This is just more market manipulation. I'm waiting for the day that we have free markets, willing buyer, willing seller, and we don't have a billion? It was like 800 million ounces of electronic silver traded just yesterday. It's just con. It's fraud. And the same thing happens in cryptocurrencies. Binance is in charge of the Theta and Theta Fuel price. I hope everybody understands that. Binance, that Asian exchange, rigs all markets. It's problem. It's trouble. But hey, if you get your cryptos into your own possession, you sit on the sidelines and watch the chaos go down, you'll be better off than people who didn't take the time to learn it. The saddest thing is when I hear gold and silver bugs say, "Oh, you don't know what you're doing. Cryptos will go away." It's just nothing. It's either all it tells me is they didn't spend the time to figure out what cryptocurrencies are and the digital scarcity, why it is a real thing, and the similarities between having assets that don't have any third party risk. That's the most beautiful thing about cryptos and metals is it's no third party. If you hold it in your hands, there's no third party risk. And that's the beautiful thing. So, yeah. Okay. Next question, please.
Where do you store hot?
Where do you store hot? So hot, holo chain. Careful, there's two hots. Hot, the holo chain, it's an ERC20 token. So most Ethereum wallets will also store hot on the hot side. Yeah. So remember, it's ERC20 token, which is Ethereum based, and Pillar wallet. I know the Pillar wallet does store hot if you're looking for one. Okay, next, please.
Best way to get holo.
Best way to get hot. Holo is the same as hot. There is Change Now has it, I believe. ChangeNow.io, where you swap one crypto for another. If you have a Binance account, Binance Asia, you can buy all you want. Unfortunately, the U.S. government and most of the Western governments are not on board with cryptos yet. So they only allow you. Who are these people who are giving us these? Oh, thank you for allowing me to buy Holo or Theta. It's pathetic. And you're going to see the stupidity of our government on display on the 27th and 28th in Washington, D.C. I mean, these are the people making these decisions, which is like, wow. It's just crazy that especially assets that are so important to our freedom, like Holochain, a decentralized cloud storage technology. I mean, oh my God, how important is that? But of course, they're fighting, Amazon, iCloud, and Amazon, and all that. All the people who want to control our lives. Screw that. Screw that, Willis. Next, please.
Okay. Poly Walnuts. Should I stake all my Tfuel to my edge node? Cleaned out my silver dealer today. Also got my new Roto-Rooter coins. Beautiful.
Polly's on fire. Should you stake all your Tfuel? Yeah, there's no risk in staking, as far as I know. The only place after you stake, the only place that Tfuel or Theta can come back to is the exact same wallet it was staked from. So yeah. I saw somebody said they're calling Caleb and Brown today. Yeah, you can get it from Caleb and Brown. Problem is with Caleb and Brown, they got like a 3-week waiting list for KYC. At least they did. I don't know if they do now. And tell them Roto-Rooter sent you. All right, next, please.
Dave Larkins.
Dave.
Long-time subscriber. Please ask Bix on his thoughts when he sees Theta hit $25. Thank you.
25 is it would be a solid. I think it's the next run up is going to just pause right around 25. I'm a long-term holder of Theta. I know it's going into the thousands. So my thoughts on any price is, yeah, if you need to, buy your kid's college or whatever, do it. But I'm a hodler. I'll never tell you to sell. I didn't tell you to sell at 15. I'm not going to tell you to sell at 25. I'm not going to tell you to sell at 50. That's up to you. I'm telling you why I think it's going into the thousands. And if you're willing to sit on it and not, lose sleep when it drops 50%, you're going to do really well over time, because both sides, the good guys and the bad guys, know humanity has to have Theta implemented throughout the world, not just in little, with crypto people throughout the world. And that's the only way to expand broadband without putting a 5G tower on every corner, because 5G only goes 100 yards from where the tower is. That's it. And that's the problem that they see. So, yeah, why spend trillions of dollars putting 5G towers up on every corner? Why not have a software download to every computer out there who has the capacity to run a edge node, Theta edge node? And that's what's happening. Somebody asked about Divi. My Divi take is the exact same thing as has always been. I don't invest in Divi. I don't mind it, but they did ICO, and I think they're going to run into regulatory issues. Next, please.
Can someone stake 300 Theta with others to make 1,000?
Can someone stake 300 Theta with others to make 1,000? It sounds like a scam, if you ask me. I mean, just stick to the. If somebody says, "Hey, give me this, and I'm going to give you more," it's a scam. If you're staking on you go to thetatoken.org and you download a wallet or you have a mobile wallet from the company that invented Theta, you can stake on that. Everything else is a scam. Everything. All right. In my opinion. Now there are tokens that supposedly can do that in the new DeFi system. I don't trust them, but I don't know enough about them. That's it. All right, next, please.
Count the money crypto.
Count the money crypto.
When is Coinbase finally going to list Theta?
I think that Theta Labs knows. I watched the latest. One of their tech guys did an interview, and he says, "I can't." That's one of the things I can't talk about. But we do know. What we do know is that they delayed Mainnet 3.0 on purpose for a reason. I think the reason was, one, the announcement of Autograph, but other partners as well, and maybe even the announcement that I can't see the NFT thing exploding and Coinbase not adding Theta and Theta Fuel. It just the thing right now about the whole delay of Coinbase and Theta, it's big. It's not like it's on the back burner. It's going to be one of the biggest adds to Coinbase in the history of Coinbase. So it's a big deal, and and Theta Labs can't say a word about it. They literally, and they shouldn't. Coinbase has already gotten in a lot of trouble for promoting coins before they got added to Coinbase, and making money on that, and they're very very wary of getting in way, especially now that they're a public company, doing anything wrong. So yeah, that's that. All right.
Okay. Are you planning on holding silver forever, or will there be a point where you start trading silver for other assets like real estate?
You're asking Amy, who's dying to get into a house.
No.
No. Yeah. I mean, sure. If there comes a time where I think another asset is more undervalued than silver is, absolutely. I have no problem swapping silver for other assets. I have no problem swapping Theta for other assets or Theta Fuel. I just haven't found any that are more undervalued, especially with what's going on in both of them. With silver, you got 170 years of price suppression that's about to end. And with Theta, you have 170 years of price appreciation that has just started. So I would love to invest in something else, but I haven't seen anything yet. Next, please.
FRM, thank you for the super chat.
Federal Reserve note.
Yeah. Hi, Bix. Can you please schedule a discussion with Crazy for Crypto's Digital Dave and talk about Theta?
I am overworked already, truthfully. I haven't been doing many interviews outside of the Road to Ruta stuff. We have staff. We have full staff now. Paige and Josh are working for us full time now, and truthfully, we do this out of the goodness of our hearts. And I'm not looking for more work right now at the moment. So that's where we are.
All right. What do you think of silver
Numismatic
in the next few years compared to bars and coins?
I'm not a big numismatic fan. Just because it takes a certain knowledge and understanding to both invest in them, get the right coin without getting scammed. There's a lot of scams out there. And then to resell it, it's just a smaller niche market. I don't believe numismatics will be a way around confiscation. I don't think there will be confiscation. I don't think there can be confiscation anymore with the globalization of everything now versus 1934 when they confiscated gold. It was like, yeah, nobody knew what the hell was going on. We all know now, and nobody trusts government anymore. So, but no, I'm not a numismatic fan. Those who do know it and have studied it and know which coins to pick and how to buy it and get the right coin. Yeah, they do well. But it's a skill and a knowledge that if you're a newbie, I'd stay away from it. Next, please.
Let's hold on. I have one here. Sorry. Sorry.
She's swearing. She's swearing over there.
I'm not swearing.
What toppings would you put on a Theta burger? Definitely a whole lot of Tfuel. I'd sprinkle Tfuel all over the top of a Theta burger. Yes,
right.
Amy.
All right. Would it be better to accumulate Tfuel to stake or Theta to stake?
Right now at 40 to 1, I'm gonna say something I haven't said in a long time. Any new investment I have in Theta or Tfuel, I'm buying Tfuel. Mainly because the ratio's off. 40 to 1 is too high. So, but it's hard to get. Now, Simple Swap just took off Tfuel because Binance controls it all. But we'll see. But I think at 40 to 1, definitely Tfuel over Theta. I'm not saying it won't go to 100 to 1. Market rigging is very powerful. But 40 to 1 with all the NFT information going to drop is way, 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 way too out of range. So check the Jenny Moonstone private road discussion. I haven't posted it yet. I posted the silver one. The other one will be posted this weekend. And yeah, I'm just going to say if for the next 3 months, definitely get yourself some Tfuel. All right. Next question, please.
Many ISPs have provisions in their AUP restricting users from providing server-like services. How does this impacting the Theta network, if at all?
Way beyond my technical range, but the reality is that Theta's not an ISP, and I know that's not the question you're asking. It's a CDN, a content delivery network. So yeah, I don't think there's any restrictions on it. If an ISP, an internet service provider, wanted to restrict the ability of companies like Netflix and Amazon to get cheaper CDN costs, I think it'd be a huge mistake, and they wouldn't do it. So I don't think it's a problem, but I think the people involved. I know a lot of people involved in internet service providing and putting up systems, and the Theta community has vetted this stuff in and out. Go to Big Dog's channel, and the Theta Telegram's very good. Again, on Telegram, if someone's reaching out as me, it's not me. On any chat room, anywhere, I get emails. Oh, Bix, I was talking to you about this, and this. Like, that's not me. Just because it has a picture of me and it's called Road to Ruta doesn't mean it's me. The cartoon picture's all over the place now. So, yeah. But the Telegram groups for Theta are very good. I forgot the name of it. Somebody in the chat room tell us. There's a couple fake ones. So somebody in the chat room tell us what the Telegram handle is for the Theta guys. But they're great, and they're knowledgeable, and it's kind of like having an inside source. So, all right, next, please.
Are you on Patreon?
I am on Patreon. Yes, we are on Patreon. I post for Patreon. It's paid subscription. We post all the. I haven't posted the Jenny Moonstone video there yet. It's coming. But we post all the private road videos on Patreon as well. It's a monthly charge, but you don't get a silver coin, and you don't get access to all the archives on roadtoruta.com. But yeah, if you just want to check out some of the videos that we have on the private road, the Jenny Moonstone silver video and the Jenny Moonstone Theta video will be up there after I'm done with this. The Theta video will be later today because I do what I try to do on these Jenny Moonstone videos. I'll give kind of an introduction. I'll give you the talk that we have, and then my analysis of what we talked about. So yes, this weekend they'll both be up. Next, please.
Evolution of Money. Thank you for the almost $20 super chat.
Thank you for the super chat.
What does it feel like to have changed so many people's lives for the better?
See, that's the funny thing. In 2008 into 2018, 19, you're a dog. If you recommended cryptos, you're the asshole. If you say just hodl, 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 and then it goes up, all of a sudden you're the hero. So I don't take it. I'm happy. What I try to do on my channel is give you my take and the reasoning behind it. Not just, hey, cryptos are going up because. I'll explain how I got to this certain conclusion. Like for Theta, I've explained many times how I got to all the great things coming down the pike for Theta. And yeah, it was like screaming into the wind. Silver's the same way. For 20 years, I've been screaming into the wind, and it's about to be very different. So hang on to your silver. And then for that one, 20 years of work, yeah, I'll take all the kudos you can give me. But for the rest, congratulations to them for having the balls and the initiative to get off the couch and actually learn about investing in cryptos and silver. I mean, I'm not responsible for your wins or losses. So thank you, but you did it yourself. Congratulations to you. All right, next, please.
All right. Do you notice the Theta Edge node is giving less reward on completed task?
Yes. The Theta Edge nodes and Theta Guardian nodes, and it's all being changed right now. The Guardian node, the way Theta Fuel is allocated, it's no longer every 15 minutes. It's like one clump depending on how much theta you have. You're going to get a clump of theta fuel. It could be weeks, it could be days. It depends how much you have. But everything is changing right now because of mainnet 3.0. It's wonky. Sometimes the wallet doesn't work right, and you have to go to the Explorer because you can't see your coins. That's all being worked out. I mean, the mainnet 3.0 and especially the NFT edition, Theta's going to be the number one NFT blockchain, and that is huge. And it's going to take a massive amount of new things to be added to wallets, to the infrastructure, to the blockchain, and that's what they're working on. That's why they delayed it 3 months. So that's where we are. Next, please. Oh, yeah. Amy said, tell them to hit the... Why are you whispering? Tell them to hit like button. Hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, there are no secrets in our family, by the way, in case you didn't know. Again, I would like to give it those of you who missed the beginning, we are doing an event in Arizona. Lots of great people going to be there at Bar Venito in Queens Creek, right outside of Phoenix. Bar Venito, 7215 South Power Road in Queens Creek, Arizona. It is located in the LA Fitness Complex. It goes from 2 o'clock till we got to be out of there by 6. 2 o'clock, we're not going to let anybody in before 2 because we got to set up and get everything right. And then we're just going to be hanging out. Truthfully, I'm bringing the music equipment, and we're going to have discussions and speeches and celebrations. Hopefully by then, cryptos will have kind of recovered and we can have even bigger celebrations. Will we drink Cook champagne or Dom Perignon? It'll depend on what Theta does, probably. But yeah, looking forward to that. And it's open to anybody, and it's free. But I would ask you to give us a heads up if you're coming. Send an email to team, T-E-A-M, @roadtoruta.com and say, hey, I'll be there with my aunt and uncle. And it is kid-friendly, I believe. Amy, is it kid-friendly? Yes, it is. It's a restaurant, yeah. So kids will be allowed as well. All right. Where are we? Let's take, we're going to wrap it up soon. Take 1 or 2 more questions, and then we'll call it a day. Amy, do we have any questions out there?
Yeah, where's the best place to buy Theta?
If you live in the United States, they make it as hard as possible because once it's easy, it'll be out of your price range. So I think the best place, one, if you're okay with wiring overseas, Caleb and Brown, great crypto broker, Road to Ruta uses all the time. They do sell you crypto. Caleb and Brown, you can look up online. If you are like, oh, well, I don't want to go overseas and wire transfers and all that, most people are using simpleswap.io. There's a bunch of swap places, but simpleswap.io is one you can swap like Litecoin for Theta. And if you don't have Litecoin, you can go onto Coinbase, set up an account, link your bank account, and buy some Litecoin, and then use simpleswap.io. It's pretty easy to use, but you got to be kind of familiar with cryptos. If you don't know anything about cryptos at this point in the time, spend some time learning it. In the meantime, buy as many ounces of physical silver as you can get your hands on. That is not investment advice, but that's what I'm doing. No, I died both because I did spend the time to understand cryptos, and it's worth the time and effort. It'll pay off as an investment if you spend some time learning about it. Otherwise, you can make some bad mistakes in cryptos. Yes, next, please.
Last question.
Last question. I'm getting cut off.
I can't say his name.
We can't say his name, but...
Just hopped on. Sorry if this was already answered, but any RV destinations planned eastward?
Okay, here's the situation with the RV, not revaluation of the financial system, but RV as in the rolling turd, as they said on the movie RV. My RV is ordered through, it's a Winnebago. We do plan this summer on going on tour. This is kind of the kickoff one, although we're not jumping on tour, but the one in Arizona is a kind of a practice run. But we will be touring the United States this summer. and bringing along some friends. We don't have locations yet, but that's what you guys will be helping us out with. If you want us to come to your area, it's hard if you don't live in the area to know where should we go, how do we set up. If you guys want to take the initiative and say, okay, I'm going to set up a place and time, and we can send you the parameters and do everything on the ground, it's much easier for us to say, okay, everybody go to Joe's Bar and Grill. We're going to have the event outside, and you set up everything with the owner. We'll bring people who are looking to spend money on food and beer usually, or in a park, or in anywhere you want. But it's easier if you can set us up the perfect spot for probably about 75 to 100 people is what we guess. Some places will be bigger and some places will be smaller. Depends who's traveling with us, probably. And we will have a lot of guests traveling with us. It's like a Grateful Dead caravan of fun and frolic, and we'll be playing music and talking about cryptos and freedom and silver. And by then, nobody will be wearing masks, hopefully, and we can all just say we survived. We survived the bullshit that we had to go through for the last year and a half. Hopefully that's the story. All right. Are we done? We are done. Amy says goodbye to everybody. Definitely try to get to Arizona if you can get there. Would love to hang out with you. And that's it. Keep an eye on if you can buy Theta and Theta Fuel right now. Obviously, that's the future. that's what your kids are going to be saying. My God, you bought Theta Fuel under $1,000. How did you do that? And right now it's under $10. So keep that in mind. This is Bix. Keep an eye on silver. I love my silver friends. Let's stay safe and sane and not go too crazy, because we're gonna win this game with silver as long as the banksters don't give them a way out. All right, that's all I got for you. You guys take care. Bye.